what a real estate heat map tells you that Zillow can't, right? So when you first get dropped into Heatmap Housing, you have the entire nationwide heat map that's colorized. So on this left here, you've got a cash flow legend that is going to tell you, okay, we've got some pink, some gold, some green. And depending on what filters you have set in your top bar over here, is going to automatically filter out this entire map based on your filters. So let's say, for example, I am looking for areas in the US that have, and again, my goal is cash flow. If I change this, it would change the entire map. But let's say I'm looking for cash flow. I'm looking for areas in the US that have a median home sale price of $200,000 max. Cool. So I'm going to view that. This is going to immediately update the heat map and tell me these are the all of the areas in the US that meet this metric. Well, I don't want to see all these areas that don't even have cash flow, right? So we're going to go through, actually, we're going to go ahead and add a volume filter. So right now, I am on the 6-month rolling average data set, meaning this is going to take like homes sold, things like that. All of this is based on a 6-month rolling average because that's my selected data set. So I want to make sure, hey, there's at least 25 homes sold in the last 6 months. So that way we have a lot of volume. It's not just random country bumpkin towns not really having anything going on. Best bedroom cash flow value. So what you want to set here, I'm going to set this -200. That way I can still find areas that could potentially have deals, just not maybe as many as something that, that would have, $500 a month cash flow, but it would still include both of them, right? So I'm going to click view. We immediately filter the map and see every area in the US, every zip code in the US that you're going to be able to find cash flowing rentals at the list price on the market, right? And so this is kind of your research phase. The idea is that the zip level view is research. We are going to find where we want to invest. Now, if you already know you want to invest in your local area, maybe that's true. So I'm from Kansas City. I already know I want to invest near Kansas City for, I don't know, if you want to invest locally, right? If you're a nationwide investor, there's a great tool too. But let's say I'm just looking in this area. So these would be the top areas. And you can immediately see, if I was from Kansas City, I could start clicking around on each of these zip codes, and I can get, and what happens when I click on those is this zip level detail pane opens on the right. Now, what's so important about that? Well, you want to buy in areas that, well, we already filtered the map to say, hey, we want to make sure there's potential cash flow here. We want to make sure that it's not low volume areas. And we want to make sure we're buying in areas that aren't too expensive for our current target. You can set all those filters to whatever you want, but this matches my current filters. Cool. So if I'm in the KC area, these all match my current filters. So these are the, potential areas I want to be looking at around here. Now, on this zip detail pane, you get a few KPIs. So these are going to be your key performance indicators. You're going to get a deal score, an area grade, and growth potential. All right. And on these, you can see how this changes depending on every time you click around to a new zip, you kind of get to see the score. So let's look at whatever zip code this is, 64123. Cool. So your deal score, that's going to show you your cash flow score, your appreciation, liquidity, risk, value. You can click on any of these eyes to see what the percentage total is. So these are going to be weighted rankings to find this deal score, overall deal score. Your area grade, this is going to be based on demographics such as population count, unemployment, poverty rate, education, vacancy, population density. All of these factor in to create these 4 scores, and these 4 weighted scores go into your overall area grade. Okay. Now your growth potential, this is going to say how, because we look all the way back to 2017 data till now, we can project what this area has done. and see the trends. So we can say, hey, year over year, we're looking at a 5.7% income growth in this area. Year over year, we're looking at the population's actually going down a little bit, education surge. So either that's correct or there might not have been data. But vacancy change, negative 3.9%. You can see poverty, young professionals coming in. This would be people who have degrees. And what this means, right? So early growth signals detected, ideal time to invest before major price increases. Demographics are trending positively. So that's good news. An emerging market means, hey, currently these houses are $121,000. And based on the trends, this could be a really good spillover market to get into and really make some money, get your foot in the door before these markets really blow up, right? So we've got return on investment, cap rate. We kind of explain what all these are, your cash flow, right? Your cash flow is going to be rent minus all your expenses, your mortgage, property tax, insurance, utilities, repairs, maintenance, CapEx, your management fees, HOA. HOA isn't on the zip level view. Once you start getting into the property level view, we do pull in HOA on most things if it's there. And so for just researching market level statistics, you can really dive into and see why this would be useful. And I guess something I didn't really go over would be you can see how many single family homes were sold, how many multifamilies in this particular zip code. Looks like not a lot of townhouse condos. You can get the breakdown by bedroom, what you're going to be at, which all these metrics change. And this kind of gives you a bedroom comparison of really what you'd want to look for the best cash flow, cash on cash combination. Apparently studios, then 3-bed, then 1-bath in this area. Not saying, it's not saying that 2-bed and 4-beds would be the go-to, but all these are pretty close anyways. So, take that as you will. It's a seller's market. You've got price drops on 20% of the listings. So this really does give you a good picture, high level. Does this market even look like somewhere you want to invest? Because you might find a market that's just like terrible. There's bad growth. It's not emerging. It's going down, whatever. We have some pretty good markets around here. So it doesn't say that for these particular ones. But in addition to that, what Zillow also doesn't do is Zillow does not allow you to zoom into the property level view of these markets and immediately underwrites based on your preference what properties you should be targeting. Right here, let me reset these filters real quick. So for example, this guy here, I've got $500 a month cash flow. Let's set that to break even, right? So I'm going to be targeting, and this is the epitome of decision first underwriting. I am making a decision that I want to look at all properties that would cash flow for $100 a month or break even. You can set this to anything. You can set your financing presets, and this is automatically telling me, hey, these are the houses in these areas that you could. Like if I click on this $155,000 house, I can see that based on my target of $100 a month, I can offer up to $189,000 all in to reach my net cash flow of $100 a month. Now, Zillow's not going to tell you that. Zillow's just going to say, hey, here's all the properties. This is great. But this is built by investor, for investor, to say, I want to immediately know visually which ones are going to match my targets. Okay, cool. I pulled this up. I'm looking at it. I've got comps. I know who owns it, if it's owner occupied or not. I can open this deal analyzer because I don't trust this for whatever reason. I've got source and confidence badges that tell me exactly where this data came from. And if I'm still not pleased with it, I can go ahead and change this manually, say 1,500, cool, cash flow, all these metrics changed. You can save that to a pipeline, and then you can export these deal packages to your lenders, to your operators, to other investors, your agents, or vice versa. Maybe you'd export it to your clients so that you could curate a deal list for them, so that you could bring that to them and allow them to pick and choose which properties they want based on their goals. So this is a very, very powerful tool. Allows you to quickly underwrite everything in the entire nation. It is an entire nationwide data set at your fingertips. And yeah, that's Heatmap Housing.